I am East Coast Pete. This is my show with no name, and by special request, we are going to visit with Townes Van Zant. So join me for a few minutes and let's learn about this guy. He was born in 1944. He died in 1997. He was an American singer-songwriter and a writer of masterpieces of Americana, melancholy, poetic, and finger-picked guitar. That's him. His song Poncho and Lefty was covered most notably by Merle Haggard, and Willie Nelson, and Emmylou Harris. His adult life was spent performing in seedy dive bars, sleeping in cheap hotels, and the 70s saw him camped in a simple shack without electricity or telephone. And I wonder what he would have thought of cell phones.
Says I got no more checks. They showed me to the hall.
When he was young, he was subjected to the now discredited practice of insulin shock therapy, which erased a portion of his long-term memory. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and had multiple drug addictions plus alcoholism. He died New Year's Day in 1997 of cardiac arrhythmia caused by substance abuse. He was born in Fort Worth, Texas, to a wealthy family, but at 12, his family moved to Billings, Montana. And at 14, his dad gave him a guitar. Then at 16, the family relocated to Boulder, Colorado. His dad was a corporate lawyer who was transferred often. He loved the mountains. Who wouldn't? When his family moved again to Houston, he enrolled at the University of Colorado at Boulder to stay where he loved to be, in the Rocky Mountains. But with his family out of the picture, he began drinking heavily, and this led to episodes of depression. In 1967, he quit school to pursue music.
Kill him, but I just say no. I had enough of that line, my friend.
This brought him back to Texas, playing Houston clubs and coffee houses. He met Lightnin' Hopkins and Guy Clark and Jerry Jeff Walker and Doc Watson, various blues artists. His dad encouraged him to write his own songs, and this landed him in Nashville. From 68 to 73, he wrote his best stuff. There were 6 albums from this time, and the quality of his work made him famous in the U.S. and in Europe. In 1977, his Live at the Old Quarter, Houston, is considered his high-water mark. He had signed with John Lomax III, music historian John Lomax's grandson.
I have 3 lullabies, one for a full-grown woman, one for money, and one for love. And, this is the one for love. For my daughter, Katie Bell.
But Townes did not welcome attention, preferring to remain somewhat of a cult figure, playing for small audiences, living simply. Bob Dylan offered to co-write some songs with Townes, but Townes declined. the younger generation discovered him in the 90s. When I say discovered, I mean in quotes. He opened for the Cowboy Junkies and wrote a song about the band called Cowboy Junkies Lament. He was asked by Sonic Youth's Steve Shelley to make another album. The experience proved to be too much for him. This is an alcoholic in the final stages, with the DTs as broken down as any sad sack on Skid Row. He died at age 52, laughably by natural causes on the death certificate. Does that seem like natural causes? No. He died of alcohol poisoning over a number of years. You see, he could not stop. He could not just stop. There was a short year or so of sobriety in 1990. He had detoxed so often that doctors said another detox would kill him naturally. He was a tortured, reluctant giant of song.
There's no deeper blue in the ocean that lies as deep as the blue your laughing eyes. No sweeter sound than your gentle sigh. Good night, Kitty Bell. Good night.